Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. Dana Lynn Gandy, age 26, was sentenced by Judge Eddie Northcutt to 6 months confinement in jail, state jail, for the offense of felony theft following the sentencing hearing Tuesday. Earlier this month, Gandy had been found guilty by a jury in 13 and a half minutes. The defendant elected to have her punishment assessed by Judge Northcutt instead of the jury. The range of punishment for the crime was a minimum of 6 months up to 2 years in prison. After being sentenced to the minimum punishment of 6 months, the defendant filed legal documents with the court consistent with the arguments and the legal positions of the Republic of Texas group, a group that believes the laws of Texas do not apply to them because they are sovereign citizens, according to Assistant District Attorney Clay Harrison. Gandy was found guilty by a Hopkins County jury of stealing approximately $1,000 worth of groceries from Walmart in Silver Springs. The defendant first attempted to push a shopping cart out of the store without paying, but she was stopped by a Walmart employee. She then waited inside the store for a few hours before attempting to steal a second time. During her second attempt, she underrang items in the self-checkout machine and then pretended to pay for the merchandise before leaving the store. She was stopped by Walmart loss prevention officers. This is the defendant's first felony conviction. However, she has an extensive misdemeanor history. During the sentencing phase, Assistant District Attorney Clay Harrison called Sherry Scallions, a Child Protective Services worker who testified that the defendant presented her with a forged government record and claimed that the state had dismissed her pending felony case for child endangerment. The state had also called Silver Springs Police Department Detective Mark Estes, who testified that he had recently been contacted by a man claiming to be an investigator with the Texas Attorney General's office. The man told Detective Estes that he was investigating allegations of misconduct by CPS and court officials in the defendant's case. Detective Estes later determined that the man was impersonating a peace officer, and when he attempted to reach the man had disconnected his phone. Carol Gunderson with the probation department testified that the defendant had lied to her and was uncooperative during her pre-sentence report investigation. The defendant's father, John Gandy, testified that he believed CPS had not been totally fair in his daughter's case and that he believed she should get probation. The prosecutor cross-examined Mr. Gandy about whether he or the defendant was a member of the Republic of Texas. Ms. Gandy was indicted in August of this year for abandoned endangerment child criminal negligence. Special Crimes Unit working with Child Protective Services arrested her at the CPS office in July. CPS opened an investigation in June of this year, testing Gandy, her husband, and their 4-year-old child. The 4-year-old child tested positive for methamphetamine. Both Ms. Gandy and the father of the child tested positive for a variety of controlled substances. The biological father was in drug rehab program at the time of her arrest. His arrest was pending his release from rehab. And now, the 5-year-old child continues in placement with relatives. Asa Cole Bloyd, age 33 of Cumbie, is in Hopkins County Jail following his arrest on 2 warrants. The first warrant, a felony 1 aggravated kidnapping, and the second warrant, assault family household member enhanced. He's being held on a total of $80,000 in bonds. Bloyd was arrested by Cumbie police around 6 p.m. Monday at his residence on West Tarrant Street in Cumbie. The warrants for his arrest were out of the Cumbie Police Department. Bloyd has a record of assault, deadly conduct, burglary of a habitation, and criminal mischief dating back to 2001. Paris Junior College Board of Regents approved amending a tax abatement agreement with Campbell Soup during their meeting recently. The original 2013 agreement was for a single-service beverage line. The modification will apply to a new Plum Organics line for the remainder of the agreement, which runs through 2020. In other business, the Regents adopted changes to the nursing admission criteria for both the licensed vocational nursing and associate nursing degree programs. The HESI score requirements for entrance were increased to include reading comprehension and anatomy and physiology, which are the best predictors of success in the nursing program. A scored interview was also approved. They set a minimum age of 17 for students who will live in the residence halls. They approved offering federal student loans beginning the fall of 2018, and PJC, along with 29 other colleges, will receive $10,000 from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and will provide data to the American Association of Community Colleges for 3 more years to continue tracking the success of students through the Pathways program.
Gather up the kids and bring them to the Lighted Christmas Parade Friday, December 1st. This extravaganza is put on by the Sulphur Springs Lions Club. So let's meet member John Campbell.
Coming to talk about the 10th annual Lighted Christmas Parade presented by Carriage House Manor this year.
10 years already?
Yes, ma'am. It's been 10 years.
You know, we never did a nighttime parade before this.
Right. This is the first nighttime parade. If you remember, the Lions Club Christmas Parade used to be on Saturday morning. And about 10 years ago, the city approached us with this idea to try a nighttime parade, so we gave it a try, and here we are 10 years later.
Yeah, everybody loves it.
I personally think it's the most popular parade.
Right. Well, there's lots of neat features to it, so tell us all about the parade.
Well, the parade, again, is at 7 o'clock on Friday night. Every entry that enters into the parade, they have to have working Christmas lights. And so each entry will be lit up. And there is no real theme to it. It's just a Christmas theme. It's a great time. There's all kinds of events going on that evening on the square and along the route. This year we are starting a partnership with the Blue Santa Group, and so we're going to start picking up toys. And there's going to be a place before the parade on the square. There'll be a sheriff's truck next to the courthouse that anyone can drop off toys beforehand. And then along the parade route, we're doing a project with them called that we call Help Blue Santa Build His Float. So the Blue Santa Group is going to enter an empty trailer into the parade. And what we're going to do is we're going to pick up toys along the parade route from spectators. So we encourage people spectating, if they can, to bring a new unwrapped toy with them. And we'll pick it up from you, and it'll go straight to Blue Santa to help the local children.
You know, I think that would really make an impression on our children to be standing there beside the parade, and here comes a way that they can help someone's Christmas.
You bet. It's a great way to show a child what it means to give.
Of course, with Blue Santa, besides this Friday night's parade float, there's the barrels all over town where you can drop in new toys there, and that drive is already going on.
Exactly. Yes, there are barrels all over town, and I believe they have a large drive that starts on Monday.
Absolutely. So we're helping along, promoting the Blue Santa part of our Christmas in our hometown here in Sulphur Springs. The parade, though, is a very exciting time. I remember standing on the sidewalk there. The Sulphur Springs marching band was coming along. There was lots of noise. And don't forget now, this parade takes a northerly turn at the square.
That's right. We don't take the normal parade route that you see in the other two parades. We start at Buford Park, and we head east on Conley Street, and we go to the square. We head north on Church Street, all the way to Houston Street, turn west, and we go right back to the park.
Why do you like this route?
I like the route because it ends where it begins.
Okay.
So that's one of the main things, and we try to protect everyone that's at night. And so we don't like having hay rides and such that are in the parade at nighttime without police protection.
Okay. Well, what about I suspect that the houses along that parade route will probably take their opportunity to get all lit up before Friday night.
We do. We have a lot of houses that light up and a lot of businesses along the way that light up as well. And so it creates a great atmosphere for the parade. It's a really lot of fun. It's a fun time. It's a great way to kick off the Christmas season.
Now, did you say we go up Houston Street to the west and then back to, let's say, the stadium area?
Right. We're going to go to the stadium area. There's a football game Friday night, so we won't be ending in that parking lot, but the parade will actually officially end at the corner of Houston and League Street.
So is our football season over?
It is, but we have apparently we have some football teams that are renting out the stadium to play their playoff games, and so it'll be Salina and Pleasant Grove on Friday night.
Well, that's an added plus for us here, too, bringing in folks from out of town to play on our beautiful Gerald Prim Stadium
It is,
field.
it is.
What might someone do if they still are deciding if they're going to enter a float?
If they want to enter a float, we're still accepting applications right up until the parade. What we need to do is pick up an application. An application can be picked up at any of our sponsor locations. Again, our presenting sponsor is Carriage House Manor. We have other sponsors of Alliance Bank, City National Bank, Farmers Electric Cooperative, Brian Tolliver Ford, and J. Hodge Chevrolet. Applications can also be picked up at the Hopkins County Chamber of Commerce and turned in there. The only entry fee that we asked for this year is a toy for Blue Santa. We're encouraging all of our parade entrants to donate a toy to Blue Santa, as well as if they want to decorate their float with toys that can be donated to Blue Santa. That's encouraged as well.
Wow. That would be a great idea. You just haul them
well.
right up there on the float.
It has worked out well. We've got a few entrants that are actually themed Toyland this year, so it's kind of new, something kind of fun.
Are there prizes and awards for floats?
We do offer prizes. We have a large business trophy that we offer, and we have prizes for small business in first, second, and third places, as well as nonprofits for first, second, and third place.
Okay. And how else will we see these floats if we don't see the parade itself?
If you don't see the parade itself, a lot of times KSST, Channel 18, is out there to record it.
Okay.
And they rebroadcast it. And some of the floats will just be around.
Okay, all right. Yes, and we do plan to cover that as far as news. And also we love to put things that are happening in the community on our Channel 18 TV, which is our cable channel. For over 20 years, we've had the cable TV and been blessed to have that. So that gives us a much longer time and, of course, pictures as well as words to enhance what we do on radio.
Sure.
Well, the Lions Club has really embraced the nighttime Christmas parade. And the Lions Club does many other things too.
We do. We still collect glasses around there. You'll see a box from time to time that's around. We still collect those. Each of those glasses are sent to a processing center in Midland, Texas, where they're processed and then they're sent out to donate to children that need them all over the world. And so, but here on a local level, if there's a child, a school-age child that their family can't afford for them to have an eye exam or for glasses and they need it, they can apply through the Can Help organization, and we provide those. We'll pay for eye exams and glasses. And so for those children, we also have what we're very excited about. It's what we call our Spot Vision machine. It's a machine that we do a lot of the school districts in the county, and anyone from 6 months to 99 years of age. It's a vision screening, and so it'll screen your eyes, and quite a bit more effective than the old eye chart that they used to have. And gives you a nice printout and something you can actually read and really comprehend. We also assist the Pilot Club with their Hoop Dreams program. We do a lot of work with them on their Hoop Dreams basketball. That's starting up here in, I believe, in January, and so it's an exciting time. We do we do scholarships for the local seniors, as well as we've got a Texas Lions camp, which we're very proud of.
Really?
That's in Kerrville, Texas, and we send. It's a camp specifically for special needs children. It's a very, very good camp that they can go to, and great camp.
Wow. What a concept. I did not know about the Texas Lions camp. Is that it?
We do, yes. Texas Lions Camp. It's a camp that the only expense that the camper would have would be expense to get there. All the dues from the Texas Lions cover the cost of the camp, and the Lions Club here, the local Sulphur Springs Club, if someone wants to go to the camp and cannot make it to the camp, we will help with travel expenses as well. So it's nearly a free camp to get there, and it's a great camp. It's a week long. They've got counselors. They can go one-to-one with the kids if they need to with counselors, and they do a fantastic job.
Is it held in the summer?
It is. It's a summer camp each year.
That is wonderful news. Lions Club does many, many things. I see on the insignia there on your shirt that you're wearing this morning, it is Lions Club is international.
It is. Lions Club is international. Lions Club itself was founded in 1917 by a Chicago businessman named Melvin Jones, actually. Right now there's over 46,000 clubs, and there's approximately 1.35 million members right now all across the world, and across 206 countries and geographic areas. We are the largest service organization in the world.
Really? We have a healthy chapter here.
We do. We have a good chapter here. The Sulphur Springs group's been around since 1937. We have a great group of guys and ladies that meet at Pizza Inn on Tuesdays at noon. And so if anybody wants to join, just come to Pizza Inn noon on Tuesdays and join us for lunch, and hopefully we can get you to become a member. And we have a lot of fun.
That sounds great. So with the lighted Christmas parade coming up Friday night, now be downtown and take in this because it's going to start at 7. Although I think the Downtown Business Alliance has other activities starting maybe as early as 5:30. On Friday night.
Yes, I believe they have their tree lighting that's going on, as well as the snow slide and the white tigers as well this year. It's a great attraction. A lot of people like those things, and I believe that Heritage Park is probably still doing their Christmas in the Park, I believe.
I believe they're going to do that one on Saturday night.
On Saturday.
Mm-hmm. So now Friday night downtown on Celebration Plaza, I hear that Santa Claus has brought his wife this year.
From what I understand, yes. Santa and Mrs. Claus are going to be there to light the tree. And so it's going to be an exciting time at the square, again, starting somewhere around 5:30. And so they'll light the tree, and it'll just be a great time. It's a great place to be, even for the parade. It's a great atmosphere right there at the square. There's so many people. It's a lot of fun. It's a great place to be around right at that time of night.
Last year we were there, and I met Mrs. Claus there last year. We were waiting for different members of our family to assemble, and we were all wanting to get by the tree and, take it all in and then go to the parade. So finding places to park and getting in there took up a little bit of time, but doing so, you're just out there. And the weather, goodness, our weather, we're blessed with that. As the music is playing on the square, it's just a magical place to be.
It is, and the weather for this Friday is supposed to be beautiful. It should be a really, really nice night, very comfortable. Nice. It'll be a great time to be outside.
Besides the lighted Christmas parade and besides Lions Club, which has weekly meetings, what else does John Campbell do?
I work at Alliance Bank. I'm a loan officer at Alliance Bank, and got two children and a wife.
Okay. We like to know things about people, so where are you from and where did you go to school?
I was born and raised here, went to Sulphur Springs High School, graduated from Texas A&M University in Commerce, and have just lived here my entire life.
Okay. Well, you're doing great things in your contribution to our community, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your support.
Okay, we will see you Friday night.
Here's Don Julian with sports.
The Wildcats basketball team got off to a strong start, then saw Denison get back into the game before using a solid fourth quarter to get an 80-68 win over the Yellow Jackets Tuesday night in Denison. Victor E. Walker scored 26 points. Michael Jefferson had 22, and God's Gift Ezedinma added 14 points. I talked about the win with Wildcats basketball coach Clark Cipoletta.
I thought we came out, had a great first first quarter, really executed it, the little things right, was in the correct spots on the floor, moved the ball really well, and just really overall executed. And I thought that led us to getting a good lead. Our players kind of went away from that in the second half, and we got sloppy at times and let them back into the game, but was able to, get it back together and pull it out.
Now, we've had two games similar to this, the Lindale game with a big lead, and then they got back, I think, within 8 maybe in the fourth quarter of that game. Is that a concern at this point, or is that just coaching points that you can carry into practice and kind of get their attention?
I mean, it's always a concern when you're giving up a lead, just being able to stay mentally focused for 4 quarters when, we were able to dominate it at times last night, and then us being able to to not do that for quarters like I know we should be able to, it is a little concerning. I don't care about win loss, score this many points, win by this. I just want to play up to our full potential and get better. And then when we're not getting better, we're creating bad habits, which that leads to concerns. And it's just something we'll fix in practice and move forward.
You know, it's kind of the big 6A schools we've played seem like very focused and really just throughout.
Right.
And yet the two 5A teams, although they have something in common, very, very scrappy, never give up, Lindale and also Denison. But, you know, maybe we go in with thinking, we can handle these guys.
And, you know, that's not a mindset I want us to have. We try to do a really good job as a coaching staff preparing it just like it's any other game. You know, we don't treat it differently than we would treat Arlington, Bowie, or someone like that. The scouting reports are the same length, the information's the same, but we do have to get mentally stronger. I think it's still showing some of our youth at times, you know, starting some sophomores and some juniors. We just got to work through that.
All right, tournament coming up. You'll be facing a lot of teams, and we're bracketed with some good ones in there. I see South Garland if we take care of some business. But right away, you start with a team seem like have a tradition of quality, and that's Garland Lakeview Centennial first game.
Very athletic, very scrappy team. They're going to get out and really pressure us, and it would be good for us to see that. They're very athletic. They have a kid, number 21, that can really score the ball. He might be the best scoring guard that we've seen so far, and we've seen some pretty good ones.
Yeah.
So he's going to be a real main focus of ours, just trying to stop and just being able to handle their pressure would be the key to the game. And second round, you could play the likes of like a J.J. Pierce. They have a big man going to Gonzaga, just a skilled kid, scored 37 the other night, had like 22 rebounds. So that would be another great matchup. And then if we're fortunate enough to get past a couple rounds, we get to face South Garland, which I know our guys are looking forward to that as well because they have some pretty high-level players, and that would just be a great opportunity for us.
That game kind of reminds me of the showdown we had with Skyline last year, you know, where we were winning 5 or 6 games, and then came a big test. And the test is in the future. We've got some good basketball to play before we get there.
Yes, we got to take care of Lakeview Centennial. That's going to be a very challenging game, and you know, our scouting report's ready. We'll go over it today and tomorrow, and just try to prepare for that moment. And like I said, I think it's just a great opportunity for us to be invited to this Curtis Colwell tournament. In the past, we haven't been talented enough to go play in some of these things. So, you know, as a coach, we just got to sit back and really enjoy and take advantage of this opportunity to get better.
Highly rated this year, which, you know, probably got to be a first for the boys team that I can't remember being, you know, this highly touted. I guess, like Coach Chapman said, there's good things about that, and there can be some negative too, with a target on the back and that sort of thing.
Right, and you know, I view it as more good because I think it's great for our program, first time and maybe ever. I don't know the history dating back, but for our kids to work as hard as they do and to get recognition for that, I think is always you know, just a proud moment as a coach, and I want those kids to be rewarded for the effort and the amount of dedication that they show. And you know, if it's a target, it's a target. Either way, once you're playing into the playoffs, no games are going to be easy. So just trying to take it one day at a time.
And it can be intimidating too, to they look up and see us come into the gym, and you know, the way we come in confident and everything like that. You know, there are probably some teams that just say we can't do this.
Right, and I think we do have that intimidation factor, which you know, I've never really been a part of a team like that. The teams I've played on and the teams I've coached in the past have always just been smaller and more scrappier. So you know, it's a nice change of pace to be on the other side of that you know, wall. And with our length and size, I think we can do that at times.
The Lady Cats basketball team, rated number 18 in the state, lost their first game of the season 64-51 against Idabel, Oklahoma on the road Tuesday night. A slow start hampered the Lady Cats as they were down 15-6 after the first quarter. They also trailed at the half 31-20. The Lady Cats staged a comeback in the third quarter, outscoring the Warriors 19-11 to cut the deficit to 42-39. But Idabel had a big fourth quarter, outscoring the Lady Cats 22-12 and winning the game 64-51. The Lady Cats are now 4-1 for the season. Kaylee Jefferson led the Lady Cats with 19 points and 11 rebounds. Sadavia Porter had 16 points, including 4 three-pointers. Amani Taylor and Porter each had 4 steals. The Lady Cats committed 29 turnovers. They also made only 5 of 14 free throws. The Lady Cats will be playing in the Winnsboro Hoop Fest this Thursday through Saturday. The Lady Cats play Lindale in pool play Thursday at 8 a.m. in Winnsboro's Memorial Middle School. The Lady Cats wrap up pool play against Tyler Grace Community School Thursday at 1:20 p.m. at Winnsboro High School. And both the Saltillo Lions and Lady Lions had a tough time with Celeste at Kerry Garman Gym in Saltillo Tuesday evening. The Lions hung with Celeste for the one quarter, trailing only 14-12, but after that, Celeste steadily pulled away, winning 64-36. The Lions are now 1-4 for the season. For the Lions, Chris Bokhorst had a team-high 9 points. Trevor Moore scored 8. Lyle Bench had 5 points. Levi Hoover and Mike Simmons had 4 points apiece. And Matt Gurley and Walker McGill had 3 points each. The Lions play next in a Miller Grove tournament. They'll be facing Cooper and Ector on Thursday. Meanwhile, the Saltillo Lady Lions dropped a close one to Celeste, 61-56 in overtime. The Lady Lions were up 18-15 after one quarter. They led 27-26 at halftime and 41-35 after 3 quarters. But Celeste rallied to tie the game 49-49 after 4 quarters. Then the Lady Lions were outscored 12-7 in overtime. The Lady Lions were led by Madison Simmons with 16 points. Tori Mobley had 15. Jocelyn Ochoa scored 12. Maddie Smith had 8 points. Christina Wade, Anna Reeder, and Christy Gurley all had 1 point. The Lady Lions are now 4-7 for the season. Next, the Lady Lions will play Winnsboro in the Winnsboro Hoop Fest on Thursday morning.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.